Traxtion in 2022, I think, in many ways, we sort of joke about it internally that we've spent the 35-year history of our business now preparing for structural reform. The opportunity for private operators in Africa historically has been relatively limited. And we've built our business, I think, quite successfully around those opportunities. But the opportunity in South Africa in particular is a particularly large opportunity. The area is talking about a freight body of about 58 million tons that's potentially available. There's other studies that have been done by universities that are talking about a freight body of about 73 million tons. And that's before you unlock any of the structural bottlenecks to growth in the South African economy of having constrained rail capacity. So that number could be a lot bigger. That's a huge freight body. That's a 45 billion rand investment into rolling stock that's needed to deliver a 58 million ton freight market. And when you look at that 58 million ton freight market against the 183 million tons that Transnet moved last year, it certainly looks reasonable. That opportunity is really a very big one that requires a huge investment in capital by the operators that are going to take up that opportunity. It also requires a huge amount of preparatory work in terms of workshop capacity, training and skills capacity, manuals and document control. All of that needs to stand behind it. It's not just a question of going and raise capital to buy locomotives. If you don't have the capacity to actually deliver, that's fundamental. So for us, while we spent 35 years preparing, we spent a lot of time in 2021 really thinking about the actual practical delivery of this opportunity that's coming and really doubling down into the investment into our facilities. Our Roslyn Rail Services Hub has the capacity to service a fleet of in excess of 300 locomotives. Remember that we've got a fleet of 55 locomotives. So we're investing in capacity way beyond exactly what we need today. What we are really, emboldened by is that we've got a rail school already. We don't need another rail school in order to deliver on this capacity expansion. We've got Roslyn. We don't need another one. We've got our supply chain department that's really already supplying 7 countries in Africa. That supply chain department is ready to supply services across South Africa. Our ISO processes and procedures are ready. Our manuals are ready. And we're continually reviewing those and finding ways that we can improve. Our internal audit function, where we check all of our sites every year, twice a year, to ensure compliance with all of our processes and procedures. All of that's in place. That's been a huge focus of 2021 and sets us up for practical delivery into 2022. Our trains are going to be running this year as opposed to last year. We spent a lot of time in terms of mobilization. Also remember how much money you have to invest in to effectively and successfully mobilize a site. Just the investment into parts is millions and millions of rands on each site into mobilizing those sites. So it's good to have that behind us and then to start to grow those sites, work together with our partnerships, customers, stakeholders in all of those different jurisdictions to grow those opportunities. I don't think that the fact that you've got this sort of generational opportunity in South Africa coming with third-party access and structural reform means that the countries that have served us so well over such a long period of time suddenly become less interesting. I think that both are extremely important and will continue to be a big focus of ours into 2022.